What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan. I'm BeamonX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have a rules and Errata update for the Digimon TCG. We're looking at the Q&A for BT21. We got this pretty early. It came out with the card lists and everything else. So we have our Q&A for all the cards that are in BT21. I wouldn't even be surprised if we go through this, and we have the Q&A for the starter decks as well after this, but we'll have to wait and see. But we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about the different questions that come up regarding these card effects, and we're going to go through them right now and just check out if there's anything interesting, anything we didn't know, anything that was kind of not obvious. And as always, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. We started with BT21 Digimon. This is the Liberator Digimon for the Medusamon deck, not a Gallantmon deck. What order do an effect that triggers when a card is removed from the security stack and a security effect on a check card activate when they trigger simultaneously upon a security check? The security effect will activate first upon a security check, and the security effect will immediately activate without pending activation. So basically, if you hit like an option card or a tamer, that comes first, then the inheritable for checking that security card will happen. And then a Digimon that has this card in their Digivolution card attacks, and a security guard check was performed on opponent's security stack. If the attacking Digimon with this card in its Digivolution card if the attacking Digimon with this card in its Digivolution card digivolves to a Digimon with security attack +1, using that card's inherited effect, is another security check performed? Yes, another security check is performed because you haven't finished the attack yet. So technically, at the time the attack's still going on, you would digivolve into something with security attack +1. I use this Digimon that has this card in its Digivolution cards to perform a security check on my opponent's security stack. Then I use this Digimon's inherited effect to digivolve into BT21 Cyberdigimon. What card is trashed by BT21 Cyberdigimons when digivolving effect at such times? Okay. Use a Digimon that has this card. This Digimon's inherited effect to digivolve. The top card is security stack. Upon a security check, the check card is already considered to be removed from the security. Therefore, that card won't be trashed. Okay, so it's just kind of basically saying that even though you're doing it during the check, the card has already been checked, so it's gone. So it'd be the next top card. Gurimon. Lysmon. What order do an effect that triggers simultaneous is basically same thing. It's the security effect of whatever card you trash will happen before the memory gain from Lysmon. Medusamon. If this card is when digivolving effect to place a card under a tamer with cards under it, in what order do I place the card? The card is placed at the bottom of the cards under the tamer. Okay, that's pretty simple. Barton Greymon. What order do an effect that triggers when a card is removed from the security stack? Same thing. There's a lot of security stack effects. A Digimon is in this card's Digivolution cards. If this card attacks and I use its your turn effect to digivolve into BT21 Aldemon for its Digivolution cost reduced by a total of 2. Yes, the play cost. Yes, the play cost will be reduced by a total of 2. It says play cost, which is kind of it's a Digivolution thing. It's kind of this card attacks and I perform a security check on my opponent. If I then use this card's your turn effect to digivolve into a Digimon card, which same thing. Another check will be performed. That's going to be the same. This card has 3 different cards in its app fusion requirements, what combinations are possible for the app fusion. So basically any of these, app fusion possible. So Gotchamon with these 2, Navimon with these 2 linked, and then Tweetmon with either one of these linked. So yeah, I link BT21 Doge Gotchamon with this card and use its effect to attack. Can I then use the effect on the linked to attack? No, you can't use the effect on the BT21 18 Go Gotchamon to attack. The new attack declaration can't be made during an attack. In this case, this card's your turn effect. And BT21 Do Gotchamon's when linking effect trigger simultaneously, and this card's your turn effect is used to attack. Can be activated before the counter timing, but because you can't declare another attack during an attack, you won't be able to attack using the linked when linking effect. So basically the same thing. You can't attack twice at the same time. Omni Shoutmon. Can I use this card's end of attack effect to delete this card without playing a card? No, you can't. If I use this card's end of attack effect to play a tamer card and then delete this tamer, can I use save to place this card under a tamer? Yes, you can. Let's keep going a little bit further here. Cyberdramon, does this card's on play when Digivolving effect trash a card from my opponent's security stack even when they have 6 or more security cards? Yes, it does. Medusamon, what order? This is the same thing. Triggers the effect, the security effect triggers first. We'll go past that. Which player's token does this Digimon's alternate effect play as an opponent's Digimon? The token of the player that activated this card's alternate effect is played as an opponent's Digimon. At the end of the game, that token is returned to its owner. Can I use this card's all turns effect to play a petrification token during the turn I activated a Crimson Blaze? Its main effect? Yes, you can. This card's all turn effect plays one of your cards. Cards can be played by your effects even after your opponent can't play Digimon by effects. It's activated. So yes, you're playing the card even though you're playing it to your opponent's side of the board. So it does get through Crimson Blaze. Yay! Crimson Blaze. Does this card your turn effect trigger when this card is in the breeding area and would digivolve into a card with the armor form or hero trait? No, it doesn't trigger. Breeding area. Vmon. Rise Greymon. What does and is also treated as a Digimon with effect do exactly? It causes a card to be also treated as a Digimon with a certain amount of DP. For example, if a tamer is treated as a Digimon, it will gain inherited effects. In addition, it will be able to attack. If a tamer is treated as a Digimon, using and is also treated as a Digimon with so much DP effect, it is no longer considered a tamer. No, it is treated as both a Digimon and a tamer. So, interesting distinction. If a tamer is treated as a Digimon using and is also treated as a Digimon with so much DP effect that it activates its effects, is it treated as an effect of a Digimon or tamer? When it activates an effect, it is considered both a Digimon effect and a tamer effect. Again, it's a neat distinction. Can I gain memory using the effect on a tamer that's treated as a Digimon due to its effect my opponent has? Your opponent can't gain memory other than by tamer effects. Yes, you can. When the effect is activated on this card, it's treated as both a Digimon and a tamer effect. As both a Digimon and tamer effect, therefore you can gain memory because you just get around it basically. If this card's on play with Digivolving effect is used to treat Marcus Damon as a Digimon, can I use the part of the effect after then to attack using Marcus Damon? Yes, it can attack. If this card's on play when Digivolving effect is used to treat Marcus Damon as a Digimon, can I choose to not attack using the part of the effect after then? Yes, you can. Apparently, you get a choice. Must be you may attack. Does this card's all turns effect also trigger when Marcus Damon is treated as a Digimon is deleted? Yes, it triggers, because when it goes to the trash, it's still a tamer. It's still a tamer and a Digimon, but even then, like when Marcus goes to the trash, I'm pretty sure he's just a tamer. So yeah, there's that. Keep going a little bit further here. Oh, look, Sunrizamon. Does this card's your turn effect trigger when this card is in the breeding area and would digivolve into a mineral? Yeah, so reductions don't work in the breeding area unless you have a special breeding effect that allows them. Can I use this card's on play when digivolving effect to give start of your main phase this Digimon attacks to a Digimon that isn't affected by effects? No, you can give that effect to such Digimon, but the Digimon aren't affected by effects and won't be affected by it. Therefore, the gained effect won't trigger. Metal Greymon, if this card's your turn effect triggers, can I choose to not activate? No, you can't. If the effect triggers, it must activate. Can I choose a different Digimon for the Digimon that gains alliance and the Digimon that attacks for this card's your turn effect? Yes, you can. You don't have to be the same. You give a Digimon alliance and then a Digimon can attack probably. After my Digimon gains alliance with this card, your turn effect, can I choose to not attack for the part of the effect after then? Yes, you can. So I think, yeah, as long as it says may attack. You still have to trigger the effect, the first part of the effect, to give something alliance, but you don't have to do the attack. My tamer has 4 colors. If I activate this card's on play with Digivolving effect, do I perform Digivolve 2? No, you perform Digivolve 1 twice, not Digivolve 2. When performing Digivolve 2, the top 2 cards are considered to be trashed at the same time. But when performing Digivolve 1 twice, the top 2 cards are trashed one at a time. For example, if using Digivolve 2 to simultaneously trash the top 2 cards of a suspended Digimon, and the second card trashed is BT21 Kabuterimon, the effect won't activate. However, if performing Digivolve 1 twice, and the Digimon becomes BT21 Kabuterimon after the first instance Digivolve trashes a card, it won't be affected by the second instance and won't be trashed. Yeah. Makes sense. We got Galacticmon. It refers. What is this card? What does the card with X in the text refer to? It refers to a card that contains a specified text or icon in its name, traits, effects, inherited effects, rule, digivolution requirements, DNA digivolution, digicross requirements, burst, digivolve, fusion, or like, for example, a card with Nightmon in its text would include cards with the name Dark Nightmon and cards with text Nightmon in their effects. Can I place just 3 cards with Vemmon in their text as this Digimon's Bomb Digivolution card for the conditions of this card's when digital effect? No, you can't. By doing X condition, by doing X condition can't be met if only some of the required actions are performed. The conditions for the when digivolving effect require you to place the specified number of cards as digivolution cards. Jesus, it's just jumping all around here. Can I return just 3 Vemmon from digivolution cards to the bottom of the deck for the conditions of this card's all turns effect? No, you can't. Again, you got to do the whole thing. Ghostmon. Does this card's your turn effect trigger when this card's... Yeah, no breeding area, reduced digivolution costs. No. My opponent has a Digimon of 4,000 DP or less. Can I meet the if this card didn't delete condition in this card's on play when digivolving effect by not choosing a card to delete? No, you can't. If your opponent has a Digimon of 4,000 DP, you must choose to delete it. Yeah. My opponent has a Digimon of 4,000 DP or less. Can I meet this? If this effect delete condition, can I meet the if this effect didn't delete condition in this card's on play by choosing an opposed Digimon with 4,000 DP or less and an effect that prevents deletion? Yes, you can. So basically, if it has an effect that prevents deletion, you can get the if this card didn't delete. So yeah, and you can always choose that one instead of one that you can delete. It doesn't affect your choice. You can choose to try and delete something that you know you can't to get the other part of the ability. Things that make you go woo. What else we got? All this link stuff. Regulusmon, Gammamon stuff. We talked about this. The text thing just refers to the text. Can I use this card's on play when digivolving effect to give start of main this Digimon attacks to a Digimon that isn't affected by effects? You can give the effect, but it won't trigger because it's unaffected. Blah, blah, blah. Where Garurumon, it's probably going to be the same pretty much as Metal Greymon. Yeah, you have to activate the ability. You can choose who you give alliance to and who you give the free attack to. And you can get the alliance but not do the attack. There you go. And Dreadnought. Can I use this card's end of turn effect to give piercing to one of my Digimon but then choose not to attack with that Digimon? No, you can't. The Digimon that was giving piercing must attack. That is not a May. And then this Digimon attacks. If it doesn't say May, you have no choice. I have 2 copies of this card, but like the thing is, you do have a choice of what Digimon you give piercing or giving it at all. So I have 2 copies of this card in the battle area. At the end of my turn, if I use the end of your turn effect on the first copy to attack, can I then use the end of turn card to attack? No. An attack using the second effect isn't possible. The new attack declaration can't be made during an attack. In this case, the end of your turn effects on both copies of the card trigger simultaneously at the end of your turn, and you use the end of your turn effect on the first copy of the card to attack. The second end of your turn effect can't be activated before counter timing, but because you can't declare another attack during an attack, you won't be able to attack during the second effect, even if you activate it. Lots of words. But yeah, you cannot attack twice in the same attack. If only this card is in the battle area and I use its start of your main phase effect to Digivolve, if only this card is in the battle area and I use the start of main phase effect to Digivolve, is the Digillusion cost reduced by 1? Yes, it's reduced by 1. What order do an effect that triggers when a card is removed from the security? Okay. The security effect activates first. We know that. I activated the your turn once per turn on P117Vmon when digivolving, and it reduced the digital cost by 1. If I then activate this card's main effect to trash a card stacked with that Digimon, can I activate P117Vmon's your turn once per turn main effect? Again, no, you can't activate it. Even if a stacked card is trash, the X per turn limit has already been reached for the activated effect. So what do we got here? That same. It's the same kind of singular chaos. Can't turn my back. If I use this card's main effect to place a Digimon Digillusion card under one of my tamers, can I choose the order the cards are placed? Yes, you can choose the order the cards are placed. What else we got here? If I use this card's main effect to place a card under the tamer with cards under it, in what order I place the card? Of course, place it at the bottom. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, if you add multiple cards, you get to choose. But if he already has cards under it, they have to go under the bottom card. So yeah, you get somewhat of a choice. Raging Serpentine, the new Medusamon option. What order do an effect that triggers? Okay, security check stuff. We know it. It's security effect first. There's a lot of that stuff. Is the while you have no face-up security cards condition met while you have 0 cards in security? Yes, it is. Wind Guardians. Can I also activate this card's main effect when I have 0 cards in my security stack? Yes, you can. In such cases, you can't add a card from your security stack to your hand. Therefore, you only place this card as your security stack. What happens to cards placed face-up in the security stack? By effects, they become face-up security cards and remain revealed. Other than rules that specify face-up security cards, the rules apply in the same manner as standard security cards. What happens upon a security check? The check is performed with the card revealed. Other than the rules for the cards left revealed, the rules apply in the same manner as standard security cards. Does this card security effect trigger upon security check when it's placed face up? Yes, it does. What happens if I shuffle the security stack that includes face up? You shuffle it and it goes face down. Simple, simple, simple. Can I use this card's delay effect to link a card that doesn't have a link? No, you can't. Gaiamon. Can I use this card's when digivolving and when attacking effect to link a card that doesn't have a link? No, you can't. So it has to have the link. You only link cards. Oh, and then we go there. There's ST21. So we'll do that in another video. We'll go through the ST21, ST20 errata and rules update for the Q&A. But that is it for the card Q&A for BT21. We'll try to go through a bunch of cards here, but you know it takes a while, so we can't go through everything. We do have the rule Q&A, linking. Well, you know, we'll save the linking Q&A for when we do the ST21 one. But look, you know, it looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. We hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.